edition of Good Morning Football Weekend presented by Dodge. It is here, one of the best weekends of the year. Steve Smith Sr., what's up?
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. I'm chilling. Michael Robinson.
Grand Rising, people. How you doing?
Grand Rising. And there we go. Mike Garafolo. How you doing? Ringing your hands.
I'm ready to go. Let's go. Division round.
That's
Best
right.
weekend of football. Surface is ready to go.
You almost broke it.
I just had to say hello to it.
That's right.
Grand Rising, Surface.
It's fine. All right, here we go. Make sure you guys tweet us, hashtag GMFB. Let's start with today's schedule. We have reporters covering all four teams. Stacey Dales and James Palmer are live at Arrowhead
Elements
for
out
the
there.
4:35 Eastern kickoff between the Colts and the Chiefs. And yes, it looks cold out there. I don't think that's a tarp. That's snow. All right. Then the late game on the West Coast. Cowboys at Rams. No snow there. Randy Moss with the Cowboys. MJ Acosta with the Rams. We're going to get updates from them throughout the next 3 hours. But first, we're running through all four games this weekend with the walkthrough presented by Dodge. Tonight in L.A., we got Cowboys-Rams. Dallas coming off that wild card win over the Seahawks. While the Rams rested right now with their first round bye, but even at 13-3, things haven't been completely clicking with Sean McVay's offense, especially with Todd Gurley out. But what are you watching for in this one, Mike Rob?
I'm looking at this Dallas Cowboys offensive line. They better put their big boy pads on. They got Ndamukong Suh on this defense. You have Aaron Donald, possibly the defensive player of the year on this defense. The Dallas Cowboys, they've given up 56 sacks this year on Dak Prescott. 21 of those sacks are from the interior. So those two guards and centers, they're going to have their work put out for them. Get more double teams on these guys so you can run the football, and that'll translate into explosive passes down the football field.
Yeah, that offensive line, definitely not what it used to be. They really miss Travis Frederick. I know.
Yeah.
Now, the other NFC game tomorrow night in New Orleans, the Eagles, fresh off the upset in Chicago, back at the Dome where they were smacked by the Saints, 48-7.
I've used a lot of words this year to describe that game. This week, excuse me.
What, smacked one of them? No, here we go. Add a new one to the list. A lot's changed, though, for both of these teams. So, Steve, what's the key in this matchup?
Well, the key is obviously the biggest elephant in the room is the defense for the Philadelphia Eagles. Week 11, 546 yards, 0 sacks, and only one hit on the quarterback. To be able to beat Drew Brees and New Orleans Saints, you have to get after them. But the defense for the Philadelphia Eagles has been dramatically different. I don't know why I was going to say
Drastically
that.
and dramatically, you're right.
I know, I was putting both. I
completely agree with that.
Right? I was going to form two words and put them together.
But if anybody could do it, it would be you.
I can do it with confidence. Right? But they've had so many different guys on the back end who have now stepped up. Those guys are really doing a fantastic job. So, what do we expect? I expect those guys to step up, to be able to have this game even be a football game, because the last game, 3 possessions and 15 yards. That will not be a very good game if that's what you're going to have, offensive output. But also that puts a lot of pressure on the defense as well.
Yeah, the defense and the offense for the Eagles both playing a lot better than that Week 11 game since then. But also the Saints have been a little different. We're going to dive into that a little bit later in the show. But switching over to the AFC, Chargers-Patriots tomorrow afternoon. Phillip Rivers, he's never beat Tom Brady. You're going to probably hear that a lot if you haven't already. He's 0-7, but this might be his best shot right now. Chargers won in Baltimore last week, and they're trying for their first conference championship game since 2007, Garafolo.
Yeah, and last week they ran that quarters defense, all defensive backs, to try and contain Lamar Jackson, guys that can cover but also chase him down if he's running. This week, it's the opposite approach. So you're going to have to take a dramatically different approach defensively to defending the New England Patriots. But the fact that they're able to switch schemes, they feel like they can go back the other way now, go a little bigger, do whatever they have to do, defend the run, and also cover these wide receivers and not just worry about a running quarterback.
Jeezy, if I'm them, I don't change up. I'm sorry.
You do the same thing?
Tom Brady ain't running. You can still match up. That New England Patriots offense is a matchup type of a deal. You have defensive backs in space. they're used to that.
Ooh, what is Gus Bradley thinking? I can't wait to see. Finally, the first game we have today. Colts and Chiefs. Indy, the hottest team in the league, winning 5 straight, 10 of their last 11. They beat up on the Texans on the road last week behind Andrew Luck and that defense that's been lights out since October.
Matt Eberflus.
It'll need to keep up that way if they want to slow down Patrick Mahomes, though, and the Chiefs. 50 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes this year en route to home field advantage throughout the postseason for those Chiefs.
Look at that.
And
I see that wide open.
for a preview of this game, we're going to bring in our guys, Stacey Dales and James Palmer, who this is what they're dealing with right now at Arrowhead Stadium. You got some snow. The plows are out. They're salting. They got to clean off those seats.
So Stacey is in the same stadium as Palmer. She's cold and has a hat on. And James won't wear a hat because he's not wasting that gel.
I was going to say, he doesn't want to cover up
Quality
that
gel I
hair.
bought. You think I'm putting it under a hat? How dare you, Smitty?
All right, Stace, let's start on the Colts side of things.
You guys know James Palmer has perfect hair. That is a norm. Listen, it has snowed here all night in Kansas City. We've had about 5 inches of accumulation. We're expecting another band. Snow into the afternoon. The temperatures are in the low 30s. If you hear any banging, the employees here at Arrowhead have been here, guys, since about 1:30 in the morning, and they're using these garden hoses to literally knock the snow off the seats. It'll be an ongoing process all day. The wind chill, though, most importantly, at kickoff expected in the mid-20s. On the weather, head coach Frank Reich with the Colts said the weather is to the advantage of the best team. Think about that. And you said it, Colleen, they're hot. They've won 10 of 11. Their theme every week is 1-0. And what has impressed Reich most, he told me this week, is how his young team has handled success week in and week out. Right now, for more, James Palmer is just down to the right of me on the Chiefs.
Well, thanks, Stacey. The weather's not going to slow down these Chiefs fans. They've watched this team lose their last 6 home playoff games. The last time they won one, 1993, with Joe Montana. And I spoke to a source close to the Hunt family who said getting Patrick Mahomes is the biggest thing that's ever happened to Chiefs organization, and that includes Montana. Now, as Mahomes prepares for his first ever playoff game, they've told him all week, do exactly what you've done all year in terms of your preparation and how you play. Just know that things move a little bit faster in the playoffs. Now, Mahomes is going to have an added weapon as Sammy Watkins comes back. He's missed every game since about week 9. And considering the conditions, guys, I was told by a team source yesterday they believe Mahomes can sling it in pretty much any type of conditions.
Well, that is scary, James. A really good offense just got better, even still. So we'll see how they do it in the playoffs. Thank you, James.
That garden hose info from Stacey. I love that.
I literally wrote down garden hose on my notes. So we'll get back to that later. Andy Reid, no stranger to the playoffs, but recently he hasn't had much success. 10 wins in his first 7 appearances, but just 1 win in his last 6. Of course, he didn't have Patrick Mahomes any of those times. Nope. So this will be a little different, maybe, this time around. I like the picture that they used for the graphic there of Andy Reid with his arms folded, not
big
looking
red
happy.
right there.
So the Chiefs offense, maybe they will step up in this game, but you know what they say, offense wins games, defenses win championships. Can the Chiefs do it? What about the rest of the defenses out there? Who is the best defense left standing right now? And 2 of the best running backs on the field at the same time. We're live, well, not really at the same time, but in the same game. You know what I'm saying? We're live in LA for Cowboys and Rams, Ezekiel Elliott and Todd Gurley. And the coaching carousel just about to stop turning. Who got a job, who didn't, and what it means for the future.
Yeah.
He's back.
Good morning.